Hello everybody, King Tut and I are back again to read you a book called Old Arthur by Liesl Scorpin, and the pictures are by Wallace Tripp. Arthur is the main character of the book, and the other main character is William. The book was published in 1972. It was Old Arthur's job to bring the cows back home. The farmer opened the pasture gate, and the old dog walked down to the end of the pasture to gather the cows from under the trees. Old Arthur's legs did not work very well. He walked very slowly now. Sometimes, when he came to the cows, he forgot why he had come. Sometimes he brought the brown cow home and left the spotted cows under the trees. "What a dumb old dog," the farmer said. It was Old Arthur's job to hunt for rabbits. The farmer took his shotgun down and whistled for his dog. Old Arthur wagged his woolly tail because he liked to hunt. But old dogs hunt slowly, and rabbits run so fast. Old Arthur wanted to help the farmer, but his old legs wanted to sit, and before the farmer had gone very far, the old dog's legs were sitting down and his old eyes were closing. Old Arthur's most important job was to keep the weasel and the fox away from the farmer's hens. Winter and summer, day and night, Old Arthur was on duty guarding the hen house. That old dog wanted to stay awake, but his old eyes wanted to sleep. The weasel slipped right past Old Arthur, nearly tripping over his nose, and away he went with the farmer's plumpest hen. "That's the last straw," the farmer said. "That old dog's no good anymore. He's more trouble than he's worth." The farmer took his shotgun down. He whistled for his dog. Old Arthur came as fast as he could, his woolly tail wagging. "Sorry, old feller," the farmer said. But Arthur did not understand. He thought they were going hunting. The farmer walked toward the woods, and the old dog followed. Rabbits were watching from everywhere. The farmer raised his shotgun and pointed it toward the dog. Only the dog was nowhere to be seen. Old Arthur had wanted to follow the farmer, but his old legs wanted to rest. The farmer couldn't find him. Old Arthur had fallen fast asleep, hidden in the grass. He could not hear the farmer's call. "What a dumb old dog," the farmer said. He gave up the hunt and went home. When Old Arthur woke, the moon was bright. That old dog was not such a dumb old dog. He knew how the farmer felt. Instead of turning back toward the farm, he went through the woods toward town. That was a long, slow walk for a tired old dog, and the sun was already high in the sky as he hobbled into town. There were children playing behind a house. Old Arthur liked children. He wagged his woolly tail. "Look at that dirty old dog," said one of the children. "Let's see if he's good for anything," another child said. "Let's see if he can catch a rubber ball." The ball hit Arthur on his old head and rolled away down the hill. "What a dumb old dog," the children said. "Maybe he does tricks," said one of the children. The children shouted at Old Arthur. "Sit," they shouted. "Stay! Lie down!" "Speak," they shouted. "Fetch the stick!" The old dog felt so tired and so sad, but still he tried to wag his woolly tail. "What a dumb old dog," the children said. The children's mother came outside. "That dirty old dog looks dangerous. I'll tell the dog catcher to come," she said. The dog catcher loaded Old Arthur on the truck. "Take it easy, old fella," the dog catcher said. "It'll all be over soon." Most of the dogs in the animal shelter barked when anyone opened the door. But Old Arthur lay on the cold floor of his cage, closed his old eyes, and tried to go to sleep. Sometimes someone stopped beside his cage, shook his head sadly and slowly, and walked away. People want puppies, the dog catcher said. Nobody wants a mangy old mutt like that. A little boy was standing by the cage. He stood for a long time looking at old Arthur, pressing his face against the wire fence. He did not shake his head slowly. He did not walk away. "Come here, William," his mother called. "Puppies are over here." "I don't want a puppy," William said. The dog catcher put his hand on William's shoulder. "That dog is awful old," he said. "He's not good to anyone anymore. Mind your mother and pick out one of the puppies." "I don't want a puppy," William said. "This is the one I want. I like the way he looks at me. I like the way he almost wags his tail." The first thing old Arthur had was a nice warm bath. Arthur had never had a bath before. The soap suds worried him a little, but he was too tired to worry for long. He closed his old eyes and fell fast asleep while William was rubbing his back. The next thing Arthur had was a nice warm supper of milk and buttered toast. William gave old Arthur a bowl with his name on the front and his picture on the back. William made a bed for old Arthur and put it beside his bed. He lined the box with a clean old quilt to make it soft and warm. That old dog had never slept in a bed before. He had never even slept inside a house. He felt a little lonely in his bed. He tried to climb on William's bed, but his legs were too old for jumping. So William got down behind him and gave him a little boost. It was old Arthur's job to wait for William while William was at school. That old dog was very good at waiting. He had waited all his life. It was old Arthur's job to go for walks with William. Nice, slow walks. They took their time. They didn't care about fast or far, and they sat down a lot. That old dog was good at sitting down. It was old Arthur's job to be it for hide and seek. William would hide in his closet or under his bed. Old Arthur didn't hunt very fast, but he hunted very well. Sometimes William made noises to help. When old Arthur found where William was hiding, he licked him all over his face. It was old Arthur's job to lie on his back while William rubbed his tongue. Old Arthur would wag his woolly tail and make nice noises that William said were songs. Wagging that woolly tail was the most important job that old dog did. He wagged it for the baby who lived in the crib upstairs. He wagged it for the kittens who lived in a box out back. And he wagged it for the soft gray rabbit who lived in a wire hutch behind the house. But his best wags were for William. "What a good old dog you are," William said. "You're good for waiting and walking and sitting down and for lying on your back and singing songs. You're very good for playing hide and seek. But what I like best is the way you wag your tail." Then William would put his arms around old Arthur, and that old dog would wag that woolly tail as fast as it would wag. The end. Now, I want to say something about getting animals from animal shelters. It's ever so important, if you want to adopt an animal, that you think about adopting an older animal, an older dog or cat, or even an older bird, because these old animals are often neglected, and it's too bad because they once were somebody's pet, and they know how to be a pet. They know how to be a good pet, and they have wonderful personalities. So please think about that if you should think about adopting an animal, which I think is a good idea anyway. Thank you so much for listening to the story, and thank you for Teddy. Thank you, Teddy, for being such a great listener, and thank you, Robert, for filming the story.